everyone, I would like to talk today about how to start spinning on electric spinning wheel. So I've got this wheel. It takes 200 grams of yarn, which is about this much if you make it in a skein. And I have a leader yarn attached to the middle of the bobbin, quite solid, so when the bobbin is turning, it wraps. So my leader goes through the hoops, one on a flyer, second on a flyer, and third is orifice in the middle. Normally I'm spinning from row sheep fleeces, and I've got some of the wool here. So when you start spinning, you need to pull out some of the fiber from your fleece and overlap it together with the leading yarn, with the leader, which goes to the middle of your bobbin. When you overlapped the yarn with the leader, switch on your wheel and the flyer starts to turn, and at the same time you need to make sure that you hold together the leader, the leading yarn, and your wool, and let one wind on another. So you hold with your fingers, you pull out some more yarn from another hand, and just like this, slowly and surely, try to pull out same much wool all the time. So if you hold in a pinch your wool, the flyer goes over and over. It spins and spins and spins, and the twist is building up on this part of the yarn. So then I pull out with my right hand slightly more, but I still hold the twist, and then with my left hand I pinch another length, and I let the twist distribute, and just like this the twist distributes and goes forward. I can stop my wheel and let it wind on, or I can feed it as I go. So if I do it a little faster, so I get in the pinch the yarn, and I look that all the fibers are going at the same direction. So I'm making sure that all the fibers are going in the same direction, that nothing is really tangled. It's easier to spin from row sheep fleece because naturally all fibers are growing in the same direction, and you can control your speed on electric wheel or manual wheel, and you can allow yourself time to pick up the bits and bobs, seeds, spikes, vegetation, whichever are stuck in your fleece. So just like this, I pull out more and more, and I let this length to spin extra, and then distribute the spun bit over new lengths which I pull out. There may be a situation when you were spinning and then suddenly your yarn broke off and winded on the bobbin. So in this case, all you need to do is take this yarn and wind the length of it, feed it back through your loops, and then again start. So take some lengths of the wool, overlap with the part which broke off, hold them together right from beginning of the new fibers where they start. Turn on your wheel, let it spin, and make sure that they are twisted together. So then you can continue spinning. As I said previously, just pinch from the bundle some wool and pull it out So pinch, pull, and make sure that your speed is not too fast if you're just starting, and allow yourself a time to have enough twist on this length before you will feed it in. So if you look at the sheep fleece, naturally all the locks are going in the same direction, and sometimes you will have bits which needs to be removed. So you can stop your wheel turning, remove the seeds and vegetation from your wool, stretch it a little bit, and then start again spinning. So I stretch a little and make sure that all the locks are going in the same direction. So smooth them back as I spin with my fingers. You can spin pretty much any wool, but if the staple length of your fibers of your wool is about 2 inches or more, it will be more comfortable. And of course I work pretty fast, so I can quickly remove all the vegetation, but if something is really tangled or is a few bits in one spot, I stop my wheel, I pick it up, and only then I will turn and spin more. On electric wheels you will have a speed controller, so you can set up how fast you will going. Manual one will be easy because it's operated by your feet, so you can stop and start and go as fast as you would like. Another point I would like to make is, as you're spinning, the wool builds up on a certain part of the bobbin, and you will need to move your loop to make sure that it spins here as well and on this side as well. And as you're spinning, you're moving back and forward, building up even amount of wool on both sides and the middle of the bobbin. So if I move it again, you see that this gap will be closed off now. Spinning is an addictive process, and you might end up spending hours and hours, but the thing is, when you're spinning from raw sheep fleece, you mainly look down on the spun part and you are checking if there is anything to remove, like seeds. So do make sure to take breaks, otherwise you will end up short-sighted, as myself, because when you look down, it is very little distance. It's like sometimes 1.5 feet of foot between your eyes and where you're looking at. So yes, do take a breaks, because you don't want any headaches. As you can see in my case, I ended up wearing glasses now because I became short-sighted. I spend hours spinning most of days, and I love it. I really do love it, and I have lots of fleeces and lots of ideas, but do take breaks.